Beth, what about you? A dislike you haven't brought up yet?
I think the thing that made me most frustrated was the endlessly long chase at the end. I just felt like it completely lost all the pacing. Not that it had great pacing up until then, but like I was game for it all the way until the chase. And then it was just like, what? Like, how long does this take? And the gags aren't that funny. And it just, and the way a film ends can sometimes determine how you feel about it, just because that's your last thing you're exiting with. So I just felt like, ooh, if you could have cut that down to like a couple minutes, my opinion would have been a lot better.
It also repeats gags, because you have the moment where Vincent Price causes their car to just explode, and that's kind of a funny shot. It's the sort of thing you'd see in like a Hot Shots movie or like a Looney Tunes cartoon or something. And then they repeat it again, and you're like, oh, okay, now we're just recycling material in a chase that's going on too long. Like, there was no rule back then. This movie couldn't have been, 80 minutes. I don't know why they felt the need to protract it, because it would just cost more and more money the longer you stretch it out.
And it does the Monty Python thing of like subverting your expectations in a sense. If you think of like the end of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where the police turn up and say everyone's being far too silly and shut the production down, which, as an aside, is because they ran out of money. That was not the original ending of the film, but it works. But in this film, there's a military boat off to the side who decides to just destroy Dr. Goldfoot, but it doesn't actually destroy him for no reason whatsoever, apart from the fact they probably had the license for the footage from the Godzilla film. They thought, hey, that's a way to get out of this situation.
Well, you also just like think about this from the point of view of this boat. It's like a motorist that has gone over a hill, off a cliff, basically,
blow him up,
and crashed on the beach. And their response is to open fire. Like, it doesn't make any sense. For my negative, honestly, I did not like Igor. Igor drove me crazy in this movie in that I didn't really understand what the joke was. It's supposed to be this reanimated character, but there's no real element of reanimation going on. It's just kind of, John Mullaney, I don't know, just being kind of dumb through the movie. And I think it's really tough because Vincent Price is this just old pro. The guy can show up, do even like a shoot for a couple days and be incredible because he just can channel that screen presence. And you pair him off with this actor, and it's really tough because Vincent Price is just killing it every time, and this other actor is just not up to the boxing match of being in the same ring as Vincent Price. And then there's like a moment, I want to see, what you two have to say about this. There's a little subplot where Igor is posing as Inspector Abernathy, showing up at the sick headquarters. Why?
No idea.
I just guess so Jack Mullaney could get into a Sherlock Holmes costume that they had laying around in the costume department.
Yeah? I don't know. There's that whole scene with, the inspector and the uncle, and I'm like, okay, like the uncle has some kind of funny pratfalls along the way. Like I don't mind the uncle character, but like, what was the comic reason for the scene with Abernathy? I don't understand it.
I'm going to challenge you here, Cam.
Okay, do it.
I know the reason. I know the reason why you do not like Igor.
Okay, what is it?
It's because you can sense that is the relationship that you and I have. And I'm clearly Vincent Price in this. And you just seeing yourself in Igor, and it's just like seeing you on the big screen is hurting your ego. And that's why you have this problem. Because I do boss you around. And I do call you an idiot. Frequently.
I have locked myself in many a prison cells. That's true.
Yes. So be careful, or I'll put you on the old pendulum again.